Why is everyone happy that tech workers are getting laid off? I'm from San Francisco. I think it could be one of. Tech workers make a lot of money and people are envious. Especially in places like SF, Austin, Seattle, etc. There was a salary thread on the San Francisco sub a while back, and the difference between tech and non-tech was staggering at times. Despite many non-tech jobs requiring similar levels of education and being arguably more difficult, this disparity is made even more stark, at least, by the fact that transplants often work in tech and Bay Area natives often don't. Check this thread. Furthermore, a lot of tech people only hang out with other tech people, so they don't always realize how much of an asshole they sound like when they say they feel poor. Making $250,000 a year, tech workers have meant higher prices and people having to move away from where they grew up. This isn't the tech workers' fault. It's more bad zoning rules and NIMBY homeowners blocking any new housing supply. But many people blame it on tech. Jumping off that, the layoffs keep the rent from getting even higher. So some people are actively cheering for them to continue. Tech has a bad reputation, both on a macro level, like sketchy data collection policies, and on a micro level, from their employees being just off-putting. Especially here in the Bay Area, tech employees have a somewhat bad reputation for being entitled, elitist, arrogant, and just generally insufferable. I know lots of guys who have gotten rejected by women here for not working in tech or making a six-figure salary, and lots of women who get completely turned off from many male tech workers who can be really misogynistic. Everyone I know in customer service, retail, hospitality, etc., has a story about a terrible tech customer they had to deal with. I have a family member who ran a store near a very well-known tech company, and she wished she could ban all of their employees, bequase male or female, American or non-American. They were all so consistently awful to the staff. I should be clear though that most tech people in SF are perfectly fine, and the layoffs are really bad for the area, and myself personally. But they do live up to their reputation sometimes and shouldn't be surprised when no one is feeling sorry for them. Your first mistake is going into YouTube comments. Subhumans, bots are all that lie there. YouTube commenters are not everyone. The people who comment on YouTube videos are often the meanest, craziest people on the planet. When tech was doing well, the solution that was given to workers losing their jobs in uneducated fields was to learn to code. This was primed by an increase in automation, making a lot of jobs redundant. And this was repeated so often by so many people that it almost became a meme. Now there's huge tech worker layoffs, and there's a sense that a lot of tech jobs will be replaced by automation. So a lot of toxic people are suffering from joy at others' suffering. I know and have worked with many tech workers. I know none that were arrogant about their role. That is absolutely a built perception of the industry. Does that sort of tech bro exist? Sure, but they are definitely rare. Software engineers in general very much do what they do because they love it, and it is not about clout. A few months ago there was a post saying, "I make $200K working from home, but I lost all my motivation. What do I do?" Quote, "People are sick of insanely entitled and out of touch people." Smug, learn to code. In response to miners and workers fearing unemployment due to jobs going overseas, tech bros and journos getting the boot is a nice way of karma. All I can say is, learn to weld. Because they were so cocky back in the day, saying how much they made doing nothing. No one should have ever be happy about anyone losing their jobs. It sucks. Is it software engineers being laid off? I thought it was more of the HR and marketing types being laid off. Envy, obviously. I'm quite amused the snarky pricks who told factory workers concerned about their jobs moving overseas to learn to code are getting it thrown right back at them. Sucks to suck. Learn to swing a hammer. Schadenfreude. Since corporations want to replace anyone, well, you worked for the devil. How much sympathy do you really expect? A bit of jealousy since tech work isn't physically demanding and pays well. Sometimes astonishingly so. Video game workers specifically suffer scorn, somewhat unfairly, for any number of reasons such as bad industry practices like infinite early access and live service games. There's also the right-wing guys who would blame tech workers for games becoming more progressive. 'Cause like a year ago they were so smug making little TikToks of all the awesome perks and money they made. For years they acted like they were so much better than everyone. Everyone likes to see someone taken down to speed. The owning class need the serfs to fight among each other instead of working towards solutions that would be against the owning class's interests. A lot of folks haven't forgotten tech workers. Learn to code, jab at 50-something coal miners and blue-collar workers. Turn around is fair play. Because they were high-flying. If you're poor and struggling, you don't want to see some punk kid living your dream. Misery loves company. Crab bucket.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.